Okay, so the Monaco Grand Prix is broken. If you don't think the Monaco Grand Prix is broken, feel free to just stop this video, X out, downvote, leave a nasty comment, and go back to jerking off to a picture of Ayrton Senna. If you do believe that the Monaco Grand Prix is broken, keep on watching. I do. I don't even like watching the Monaco Grand Prix. And the reason why is simple is because you just have no overtakes, right? So on average, the Monaco Grand Prix has 12 has about what is this 3 overtakes per race since 2017. The only one that is even close to that is Melbourne, which fine, just get rid of Melbourne, right? But every other one has high teens, low 20s, up until Sao Paulo and the French, which are in the 60s, right? Those are fun races to watch, right? Because you know that like the order is going to change, right? The person who's at pole position is not necessarily going to win. And even like people can make the argument, and I actually don't agree with it, that Formula One has become boring because Max Verstappen just wins everything. And I understand why people make that argument. For me, like I think the race between 6 and 7 or 8 and 9 is just as interesting as the race of who's going to be number 1, right? That's what's interesting about F1 is that every single place in the constructors has huge ramifications to it. So everybody's fighting for that extra place, right? So I'm not even talking about who's winning. I'm just talking about every single person just stays in their exact same position basically through Monaco. The only way you can really overtake people is by undercutting them. Right, like one of the most famous overtakes in Monaco was Lewis Hamilton, over Daniel Ricciardo. What was that, 2017? That was just because Daniel Ricciardo had a slow pit stop. I don't want to watch races to watch who can get the best pit stop, right? But, history is important, right? So a lot of people are talking about getting rid of the Monaco Grand Prix. I don't think you should. Monaco is one of the oldest Grand Prix. It's one of the most contiguous Grand Prix of all time. So, for example, take the Belgian Grand Prix, 50 to 56, 58, 60 to 68, 70, 72 to 2002. Like, it comes and goes, right? But Monaco has literally been 1950, 1955 to 2019. It was canceled because of COVID. 2023. It's been every single year basically since 1955, right? And like we should preserve that because history is important in sports. People care about it. Like we're doing this for fun. If people enjoy history, let's preserve that history, right? But the fundamental problem with Monaco, as people know, is that it's a street circuit, right? So you have a lot of other old tracks. And what they did was that they've widened the track since then, right? So, like, if you look, this is a picture of the Monaco Grand Prix in 1950. This is a picture of it today, right? The cars today are just much wider, right? So back in 1950, it was very easy to overtake people in Monaco because your car was the size of a person, right? But now it's this tank, and you can't overtake anybody, right? It's very easy for people to play defense. And again, like a good example of that was Daniel Ricciardo back in 2018. In any other race on the calendar, he would have been overtaken by Lewis Hamilton, but he was just able to drive really wide, and Lewis Hamilton couldn't do anything, right? So because of that, like Monaco is all about qualification. So I think what we should do is just play up the qualification of Monaco. So here's my solution. I've just been talking about problems. You're like, Paul, stop talking about problems. Give us solutions. I'm giving you solutions. Here's what it is. Here's what I think the new schedule for Monaco should be, right? So Friday, we have free practice 1. Friday, in the evening, we have pre-quali, which would be kind of like a sprint race mixed with, but like in a qualification format. I'll explain more about this, but basically, it's to give us some stakes on Friday, right? On Saturday, we have Q1, the first one, and we just have an extended Q1, right? We add time to it. Q2 is in the evening. We add time. We double the time. We have a double the time Q2, so people can at least watch racing with stakes to it, right? Because again, the qualification is the only thing that really has stakes to it. So at least let's have our performance, right? And then Q3 Sunday morning, and then the race Sunday evening. Now, people can be conflicted about this, right? Because you don't want a driver to qualify in the morning, then have to like race in the evening. But I actually think that this is the most important part, because what it does is it allows you to have stakes on Sunday, right? You're going to last day, and who is going to get P1 in the race? That's an important question, right? And we have a 20-25 minute Q3 Sunday morning deciding who wins. And by the way, that's an interesting thing where it kind of like gives a little bit of advantage / disadvantage to the top 10 drivers, right? And then finally, we have the race in the evening, right? And like everyone knows what's going to happen in the race, but at least we have the nail-biting stuff in the morning with Q3. Now, what do I mean by pre-quali? I'm going to add 2 more changes to Monaco. Pre-quali, you're going to give them an award that gives you an advantage in qualification. I'm not positive what that award should be just yet. Like, I'm open to suggestions. Please comment. Let me know what you think. One suggestion I have is maybe get an extra set of tires, right? Because like one thing that teams have to do a lot is tire management and qualification. Just get an extra set of tires. It's on us. Here you go. That's your prize for winning pre-qualification. Or maybe you get an extra 5 minutes of qualification, right? So you get an extra lap, right? And then what you can do is top 5 get extra time based upon their finish, right? Who knows, right? I'm open to ideas, but like I think that having some sort of award. Now, the final thing is that I think that what we should do then is give Monaco a prize, right? Because Monaco, if we do this, really stops being a normal Grand Prix. It stops being like a normal F1 race, which I think is good. Like, I think it makes the race a whole lot more interesting. But basically what we're doing is we're saying, hey, look, we're going to keep Monaco around and give them this interesting format in order to preserve the legacy of Monaco. So what I think we should do is give them a prize for winning Monaco. And what it should be is an extra 15 million share budget cap. Maybe move Monaco back in the calendar to July. And now it's like, okay, if you win Monaco, there are huge stakes involved. You now get extra upgrade packages to your car because of this. Maybe 15, 10, 5 for the top 3 finishes or something, right? That's interesting. Now Monaco becomes an incredibly interesting event. It becomes the most interesting event on the calendar, which it deserves to be because of its history. And everybody's watching. Everyone cares. Everyone's interested in Monaco, right? So yeah, let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. I just want to protect the race while not being delusional about it, because the truth is, like, I might not even watch this weekend. Like, it's just, watch Q3 and that's it. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think.